Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy MadridistaFitz, home of Real Madrid's 11th best YouTube channel. We are by far the poorest channel, but we have a lot of heart, baby. And I wasn't even planning on making a video today, but I thought I had to talk about Kylian Mbappe scoring 18 World Cup goals, 2 today against Sweden. And I have a hot take on Kylian Mbappe here in a minute, but I wasn't planning on making a video, but I had to talk about my boy, Real Madrid's finest right now, Kylian Mbappe. They were playing today in the round of 32 against Sweden. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't plan, like I said, plan on making a video today, but this team is incredible. This French international team, I thought I had to just talk about them briefly. If you are not a fan of soccer, I have a few buddies that aren't fans of soccer. I told them, tune into this game at 5. You're going to be entertained. This French international team is unreal. The squad that they have, the amount of talent that they have, the fluidity in their play, the individual talent, the stuff you see out there from Olise trying audacious bicycle kicks at the top of the 18 that almost go in, to the Barcola, their third option, or actually I'd rather even say he's their fourth option on the team, making 2 Swedish defenders fall on their ass and slide off the field into next Wednesday. And then you have the main man himself, Kylian Mbappe, who I have been very critical about this guy on my channel, on Real Madrid's 11th best YouTube channel. I have called this guy a crumpet-eating fuck. I have called him the bane of my existence. And I know recency bias is a hell of a thing. It really is. You can forgive some past terrible behavior. You can forgive some of the worst moments of your life, which was last season. Watching this team was all-time lows for me. But man, I just have to celebrate what this guy is doing on a soccer pitch. Say what you want about Kylian Mbappe. I've heard people call him the cancer of a football team, a selfish player. I've called him a crumpet-eating fuck. I've called him a canoodling son of a bitch. I've called him a biscuit-eating tool. Anything under the sun, I have called this guy. I'm here. I don't say this a lot. I'm here to apologize, and I have a hot take. This is my hot take for the night, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. After a while, say what you want about a guy. Say what you want about his character. Say what you want about his club performance, about what he's doing at Real Madrid, which I haven't been particularly fond of, let's just say. After a while, it just becomes undeniable that you have to call this man the best player on planet Earth that's not named Lionel Messi. Now, I will say Lionel Messi is still an alien. There is no one that matches this guy's pure talent of playing football. But when it comes to banging in goals, there is no one that does it better than Kylian Mbappe. Name me a player on planet Earth that is playing better football than Kylian Mbappe. Maybe Erling Haaland is playing a little bit better football. Erling Haaland is very talented at what he does. That's being a box monster, hanging out in the box, being the one-touch finishing, the tap-in king, which I will admit on my channel, I love a tap-in goal. They all count as one. It doesn't matter if you dribble past 5 players. It doesn't matter if you dribble past 6 players. It doesn't matter if you score outside the box. Newsflash, they all count as one. Now, I'm just going to say it. I have been very nice on my channel the past year. I have openly called the Barcelona princess himself, Lamine Yamal, the greatest player on planet Earth. I have said that the last year. There is no one like him. As a Real Madrid fan, that was extremely hard for me to do. I am here to tell you, that curly-headed fuck, take a back seat, bro. You are no longer the best on the planet. You have the most potential for the future, but you have been, so far, an absolute bum at this World Cup with a capital B. Banging in 1 goal against Saudi Arabia does not.
We just beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. I'm telling you, we can win this whole thing.
That doesn't impress me much, my dude. Lamine Yamal, I expect better from you, my dude. As the Barcelona queen, as the reigning queens of Spain. I call Barcelona the queens of Spain because they don't do anything in the Champions League. Much like that, Lamine Yamal is not doing anything in this tournament. I hope he proves me wrong. The kid has a lot of talent. I would love to see what Spain does, but man, this French team is cooking, and there is no better player on that French team right now. Maybe Michael Olise, but Kylian Mbappe is the main man. He is banging in all the goals. After a while, you just have to give a player their flowers. This guy, I have stats up here. I've been called a stat whore in my day. That is for goddamn sure. I love me a good stat, but This is just eye-popping shit, honestly. Say what you want about Kylian Mbappe, but he has played in 18 matches for France in the World Cup finals, group stages and knockout stages. This man in 18 matches has 18 career World Cup goals. That's a 1-in-1 ratio. Every time this guy steps on foot on the pitch in the World Cup, that he scores a goal. That's better than any player in the history of football. That's better than your Pelés. That's better than your Maradona. That's even better than Lionel Messi himself. This is not Lionel Messi's 5th or 6th World Cup. This is Kylian Mbappe's 3rd World Cup. This guy has already banged in 18 goals. He's not done either. The record is 19 from Messi. He will surely pass that. If not this World Cup, the next one he plays in when he's 31. Now, I think it is questionable if he will play in another World Cup after that because of the way his game is built on speed, but he could certainly adapt his game and maybe become a box predator like Cristiano Ronaldo. Who knows? I doubt that, but man, he is performing on the international level. It is just a joy to watch, and I'm officially saying, Lamine Yamal, you do that crown me celebration, take off your fucking crown, dude. You are no longer the world's best, in my opinion. Right now, on current form, I'm going with Kylian Mbappe as the world's best non-alien, which the alien is Lionel Messi, and he is still the best. Shame on fucking Barcelona for getting rid of that cat. He still has it. They certainly could have been better in the Champions League over the past 5 years. They shouldn't have let Lionel Messi go. Just think about what you did to that, and poor Messi making the GOAT cry on the stage when you couldn't afford him because you guys were broke. It's a fucking joke of a club, that's for sure. And I can't wait to see what FC Barcelona, aka Spain, does in their round of 16 game, and here on in the future. We'll see if Lamine Yamal steps up to the plate. Who knows? At the end of the day, I really hope so. But I will openly admit it. I have been enjoying the non-glaze of Lamine Yamal. The glaze about 6 years, or not 6 years ago. God, Lamine Yamal was just a little teeny bopper 6 years ago. But I think the glaze 6 months ago to 18 months ago around Lamine Yamal was just fucking insane. That dude was being called better than Messi. Just some of the craziest shit you'll ever hear from Barcelona fans. It's just an absolute fucking madness with him and what people were saying about this cat. I just got a text from my buddy about the Mexico game, which they're playing quite well, by the way. But I hope Lamine Yamal and the Spanish national team does something, because they certainly haven't impressed me much. And what has really impressed me, the hell out of me, is this French international team. If you want to watch some high quality football, this leads me to the next slide that I have on here. If you want to watch some high quality football, even if you're not a football fan per se, I have a buddy that's not a huge football fan. He's kind of getting into it. I told him, tune in today in the World Cup at 5 p.m. and you are going to watch an absolute show of a game, because this French team plays some of the most beautiful football that you'll ever see. Not only are they great as a team, but some of the individual talents on this team and what they're doing out there on the pitch is just incredible. If you didn't see the game, they won 3-0. Now, they did have some threatening moments against them. Sweden did pose a few shots against them, which they could surely tie up their defense a little bit. That's for sure. You could say the weak point on this French international team is their wing backs, which are Koundé and whoever the hell this other cat is. I'm not even going to try pronouncing his name. Some other French dude, but you could say that's their weak point, but they even play decent on the French national team. They might let up some crosses into the box, but every team's fullbacks, that's going to happen to them. Sure as hell happens a lot at Real Madrid. That's just the goddamn truth of the matter. But man, the upfront talent on this team, Mbappe, Barcola, Barcola is a kind of a show stealer too. He's having a great World Cup. I heard he's going to be leaving PSG. Wherever he ends up, you're getting a great player. That guy's got a lot of game. Dembele, the Ballon d'Or winner, he has his moments. And then the guy behind Kylian Mbappe, Michael Olise, holy hell, is this kid an amazing football player? He's not even naturally a midfielder or a number 10. That's the role that he's playing on this French international team. He makes his trade at Bayern Munich playing as a right winger. I would argue if you would throw this guy as a number 10 on any club team, he could be the best midfielder in the world. He is incredible, this cat. He had just got his 5th assist. This is the first World Cup he's ever played in. He already has five assists, throwing out more stats. The World Cup record for the most assists of all time is 8. This kid could get this in one World Cup. He's incredible. His second pass, or second assist, I think he had 2 in this game. The second goal to Mbappe, the assist that he had where he just put it between the Sweden's player's legs, a nutmeg pass between their legs, perfectly weighted ball, and then Mbappe just does what he does best and finished a goal, was just a beautiful thing to watch. Everything these players do are absolutely incredible. From Olise trying an audacious bicycle kick from the top of the 18, that's just something only special players attempt. It's mind-blowing what he's doing in this World Cup. Now, he hasn't scored a goal. He did miss a very good chance by a great pass by Kylian Mbappe. That's another thing that's impressing me with Kylian Mbappe, is he's looking like a willing and decent passer of the ball on this French international team. I would not have expected that from Mbappe based off his form at Real Madrid. Some of the most selfish football you'll ever see coming from him, but he really likes to link up with Michael Olise, and Michael Olise always feeds Mbappe the ball, but Mbappe's looking for Michael Olise too. There was a moment in this game where Mbappe got the ball. He had the speed. He could have drove the ball in from the left wing, but he passed the ball back to Olise, and Olise just had a bad touch. He was one-on-one with the keeper, and it prevented him from getting a goal. But man, they're incredible. Even Barcola, he had his moments too in this game, which just is absolutely incredible football. He scored a goal, but he had a moment where he did a fake shot, put 2 Swedish players on their ass, sent them into next Wednesday, and then drove past them for a shot that I believe got blocked by the keeper. But this French team is incredible. I just do not see a world where they don't win this World Cup. Maybe if Messi continues on his current form, they'd be able to compete with him. But who is beating this team right now? It's going to be a slaughter, whoever they play. Going back to the pre-tournament favorites, Germany's out now. That was a crazy penalty shootout. You always feel bad for the keepers, in a penalty shootout, but I kind of feel bad for some of their players. They had some of the most dog shit penalties you'll ever see, including whoever the hell that one dude was that skied the ball over the crossbar on the last shot. But my God, they're not going to win it, obviously. Then you had other favorites like Portugal. Portugal and Spain, I personally see having the same problem, both the teams. They have a bunch of midfielders on their team, but no one that can really bang in goals. Now, Lamine Yamal, he's the best player in the world, so-called. Well, I was calling him that all year. He should be banging in goals. He should be getting assists. He simply isn't performing right now. I know he's coming off of an injury, and the only people to blame on that one is Barcelona themselves, because they ran that kid fucking ragged over their entire season. He played 96% of the minutes at Barcelona this year, which is just absolutely fucking insane. So that they could be responsible for a tired Lamine Yamal, even though he's quite a young cat at 18 years old, and it's very hard to be critical against the 18-year-old. But if Barcelona fans are going to call him the best player in the world, and I personally called him the best player in the world, I expect him to be performing at that level. And I think there's even a debate of who is a better player right now. I would certainly rate Olise over Lamine Yamal. This kid is incredible, this Michael Olise. The stuff he does on the pitch, he is just such a naturally gifted player on the ball. I've never seen a dude more comfortable on a football than Olise. I'm not calling him the greatest dribbler of all time. He's just so casual, so smooth going in and out of his cuts, in and out of his breaks, you could say, on the ball. Never any wasted motion when he's dribbling. You see some players that are really like huffing and puffing and having to take choppy, short steps in order to dribble. This cat's so smooth, nothing wasted in his motions when he's dribbling. And he's so composed on the ball, and he's very unselfish. He's always trying to pick out a pass. He was looking for a shot a little bit more today. I hope he gets a goal. He deserves it. He's an incredible player, but man, I feel like this cat could hop on any team and be the best number 10 in the world. He's an absolute madness at that position. But this leads me to where I wrote on this PowerPoint, which is, why can't we do the France at Real Madrid? Seriously, Jose Mourinho, if you're watching this, employ the same formation that they're doing. We have to realize that we have the best scorer of a football on planet Earth, perhaps maybe the best pure goal scorer of all time. You could put Mbappe into that argument. The shit he does on an international level is crazy, and the way he can score goals is also incredible. Look at him. Sometimes he has a poacher mentality. I've been seeing a little bit more of that in this World Cup, running into the box, stuff he certainly doesn't do a lot in Real Madrid, but he can bang in goals from the outside of the box with both feet. I've seen him bang in a 30-yard goal with his right foot. I've seen him bang a goal in from 20 yards out with his left foot. Even today, which he doesn't do a lot at Real Madrid, beating a defender, his classic move where he does the step over, fakes to the left, and goes to the right, he made a Swedish player look like an idiot on that play. Dribbled right past him and banged the ball in the back of the net. We have a prolific goal scorer on our team. We need to let him do whatever the fuck he wants up top. I mean, we can't force him to play the traditional 9 role. That's not him. We need to give him a free roam. And I think that what France does great with if you look at their formation, I have it up here. They have Mbappe up there at the number 9, even though he does not play a traditional number 9. He floats pretty much everywhere up there. He gets a free reign role. Now, what's great about this France team is all these guys behind Mbappe can bang in a goal, including Barcola, Olise, and Dembele. But what they do great is they are always looking for this cat. They are always a willing passers of the ball. We need that at Real Madrid, and I'm really talking about Vinicius Jr. Whether he stays or whether he goes, that's completely out of my hands. I've said my thoughts on this one. Either sign a damn contract, Vinicius Jr., or you need to hit the road. We need to get some money for him. I hate to be ruthless on that one. I do think there is a good chance he could end up at Barcelona, as much as that pains me. I have a buddy that is a Barcelona fan. His name's Jefferson Correa. If you're watching this, my dude, thank you for all your wisdom and football knowledge. But he's been calling this for a while, that Vinicius Jr. could go to Barcelona. It's certainly possible, that's for sure. But I think at least if he stays one more season and runs out his contract, Vinicius Jr. has to realize the guy that's playing in front of him can score goals from anywhere on the pitch. Now, Vinicius Jr. on his best day can bang in some goals, but he will never be as prolific as Kylian Mbappe. Vinny, just be that guy that's looking for an assist all the time. I think that's what really would help Real Madrid excel, is everyone behind this man. You need to realize that Mbappe is the dude, and please just pass him the ball. And Mbappe, bring your form, bring your attitude, bring your form, bring your willingness to pass the ball back to other players, back to Real Madrid. We need this guy that plays on France, the guy that's Superman, the French Superman. We need him at Real Madrid, and we will be successful. Which leads me to my final point. We really need to get this cat on our team. Holy shit. There's been some talks, some rumors going on. If I am Florentino Perez, if I'm Papa Perez, get this man now. There has been, I'm going to read a quick article for y'all. I would even put this guy in a class of his own. He might even be the best player in the world. I would even rate him maybe even above Mbappe for what he can bring to the game. Besides just scoring goals, he is an incredible football player, this Michael Olise. His passing, his movement, his ability to dribble, his ability to go left and right. It doesn't seem like he has a weak foot. I know he's a left footer, but I've seen him taking shots with his right foot. I've seen him making passes with his right foot. The way he just glides past players, it's a very rare trait you see in a player. And I know this guy gets compared against the Barcelona Princess himself. I rate Olise higher than the Barcelona Princess right now. If I hope the Barcelona Princess, Lamine Yamal, proves me wrong. The man that looks like Ruth from Ozarks, by the way, maybe that's what we got. Maybe that's who we have at the World Cup. We don't have Lamine Yamal. We have his double. If you've never seen the show, watch the show Ozarks. This is young girl from Ozarks, Ruth. She looks exactly like Lamine Yamal. Maybe instead of Lamine Yamal on the Spanish national team, we have Ruth from Ozarks that's playing for the Spanish team, because I don't see it right now from Lamine Yamal. This cat, though, Michael Olise, who plays his trade at Bayern Munich currently, he's incredible. He is everything that Lamine Yamal wants to be right now, because this dude is an absolute madness at the World Cup. 5 assists at your first World Cup. 5 assists in 4 games. It's incredible what he's doing. And I'll just go over this article real quick before I wrap up this video. I try not to make this one super long tonight, but there's been some secret talks between, I guess, I don't know if it's directly with Real Madrid, but I think certainly Real Madrid is in Olise's ear, or at least Olise's mind, because apparently Olise had called a emergency meeting, or wanted to call a meeting with Bayern Munich, their CEO, whether it was their president, to discuss his future, whatever that means. Who knows what that means? That could just mean that he wants a new contract. He's having a hell of a World Cup. He could be like, hey guys, if you want to keep me, you better pay me the fucking bag. But I'll read this real quick. It says, terms of Real Madrid's record-breaking Olise bid with raid on Bayern Munich for French winger set to eclipse Neymar's historic 222 million transfer. I'll just stop there for a second. This dude's worth every penny of that. If we got this guy at Real Madrid and just threw him at the number 10 position, or throw him on the right wing, we could compete with anyone. I really believe that. His link-up play, his synergy between him and Mbappe is fucking incredible. It's like the energy that Ben Affleck and old Jennifer Lopez had in their prime when they first started out. I know that's a wild take, but there's so much chemistry between those two. I hope it doesn't fall off by the end of this World Cup with like old Ben and Jennifer Lopez. But I'm going to continue reading this article after that crazy analogy. But it said Real Madrid are reportedly preparing a sensational world record transfer bid for Bayern Munich star Michael Olise as Florentino Perez looks to assemble a new generation of Galacticos. The proposal deal would see the Spanish giants shatter the existing transfer record currently held by PSG, a record-breaking proposal worth 223 million euros. Good lord, that is a lot of cash, but in my opinion, he'd be worth every penny of that. So let's continue reading here. It says, in a move that would send a shockwave through global football market, Real Madrid are allegedly readying a package for Olise that totals an incredible 223 million, according to a report from Sport. I don't know how reputable that Sport source is. It says the proposal consists of a fixed fee of 190 million, complemented by 33 million in performance-related variables, which surely, if he came to Real Madrid, he would get all those performance-related incentives. He's a baller, you know. He would bang in goals. He would bang in some assists too. It says the staggering sum would surpass the 222 million PSG paid Barcelona for Neymar in 2017, making the Frenchman the most expensive player in history. The deal represents a significant escalation in Perez's transfer strategy. During a recent election campaign, the Real Madrid president reportedly stated, I'm going to make the largest offer that Real Madrid has ever made for a footballer to a European team, a promise he now seems determined to fulfill. And then, so it goes on to say that Bayern remained firm in their commitment to keep him. There was a quote that said, this was a quote from their CEO, or maybe their president. He said that Madrid can save themselves the effort because Bayern does not want to sell Michael. I don't blame them. We have a very good relationship with Real Madrid. They contacted me to tell me they have absolutely no contact with Olise, and they do not want these constant speculations in the media. I want them in the media. My God. Then it says Olise seeks clarity on his future following a stellar campaign and productive World Cup alongside Kylian Mbappe. Olise's stock has never been higher. Reports suggest the winger requested a meeting, whatever that means, with Barcelona officials to understand their position and determine if the club would be willing to negotiate should a scandalous offer arrive. Scandalous offer. That's strange as fuck to say it like that, but the interest from the Santiago Bernabeu is not the only factor at play, as Olise is aware that several elite clubs are monitoring the situation. However, the lure of joining Real Madrid and Mbappe becoming part of many fans' dream teams may prove too enticing to ignore. With a player now actively seeking a dialogue with current employers, the pressure is shifting towards Bayern's board to make a definitive decision of their valuation. Wow. A lot to digest here. Now, I really do. Here's I'll keep this short and sweet, and we'll try to wrap this one up. My take on it is Florentino Perez, pull out your checkbook. You're already thinking about spending 140 for Enzo Fernandez. I can tell you with a fact that investment will not be worth it. He will never make an impact as much as Michael Olise would on this club. That is just for real. I've seen some big deals. I knew some players that when they came to Real Madrid, they were absolutely going to excel, and we were going to take the team to the next level. I'm thinking of Gareth Bale in my head. He really brought balance to the team. He brought that other big name, that other big superstar. I feel like Michael Olise could be that to this team. Now, the logistics of getting him do not look good. If I were Bayern Munich, I would not sell that cap for any amount of money. But God, if Real Madrid offers something like a madness of like 250 or 300 million, and the player, I think the real key is Michael Olise as a player is going to have to be like, yo, bro, I want to go play for Real Madrid now. Michael Olise, he's been called Mr. Nonchalant. I don't know if y'all are aware of that. He's a very cool cat. He's very, I wouldn't say soft-spoken. He just doesn't seem like he really cares except playing football. That's his thing, you know. He doesn't like to speak too much in the media. He doesn't like to speak out about himself, or, you know, he's just a very, you know, I guess introverted, cool customer kind of guy. So the fact that he even wants to hold a meeting with these cats, I couldn't even imagine what that meeting would be like. They'd be like, hey, Michael, do you want to stay at Bayern? And he'd be like, I don't know, man. Or he'd be like, do you want to go to Real Madrid? And he'd probably be like, you know, that's just how I imagine the meetings with the Michael Olise going. He's such a cool cat, you know. He would immediately be my favorite player on Real Madrid. I will say that right now. I would buy a Michael Olise jersey and sleep with it every night in between me and my wife when we do sleep together. Or I'm not going to make this weird. When we do other stuff together, would be my Michael Olise jersey. That is just facts. So we'll see what comes out of this meeting. You know, I think it would take Michael Olise to, you know, want to say he wants to go to Real Madrid for this even to happen. But if Florentino Perez, if you're willing to spend 140 for Enzo Fernandez, at least muster up and put in a formal bid for this cat. I think his contract at Bayern runs another 2 years or so. I think we need him now. I think he's 25, if I remember correctly. This would be a perfect time to grab him as he goes into the prime of his career. I would hate to miss out on a cat like this, but man, we'll just see what happens, and I'll leave it at that. I am looking forward to seeing what FC Barcelona, aka the Spanish national team, has to muster, because they've been very disappointing so far. I don't have anything on the Barcelona front. Y'all still can suck it hard for all I care. I hope nothing but misery and pain for the Spanish national team, because they're composed of Barcelona players. But I hope Lamine Yamal proves me wrong, because I do like watching him play soccer. I think he's a very talented cat, but I hope he sucks at the end of the day. And thank you for watching this video. If you appreciate my coverage, a like and subscribe would be nice, but at the end of the day, I don't really give a damn, because I just enjoy talking about Real Madrid, and I kind of do this for my personal enjoyment as well. Y'all take care. Hala Madrid and Puta Barca. I'll catch you on the next time. On the next one, rather. See ya.